Hey guys, Thogden here, and welcome back to a lovely setup. We are somewhere special. It's the new Football Fill-In podcast. Well, not podcast, it's kind of where you do all your fill-in episodes.
Yeah, fill-in episode.
I love it. I was on today, really enjoyed it. We're going to go through 4 Champions League games happening this week. Second leg, a few English teams, some big European head-to-head. Boys, you enjoying the Champions League so far?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do like the Champions League, to be fair. It's a nice little break-up. Any time that you've got football on in the week is a winner for me.
I like this round as well because it's the first round. Like, I know it wasn't the Champions League, but Man United, Barcelona, La Liga, top of La Liga against third.
There you go.
You get to test PSG, Bayern Munich. You get to, you don't know where the leagues are, and you get the fans of those clubs going, "We're better than you. We're better than you." But like I say, I think Brighton could probably give Real Madrid a game. People go, "You're joking, you're joking." I go, "No, I think they might not." And that's the great thing about the Champions League.
This is like you say though, so Man United go and beat Barcelona in the Europa, which should be a Champions League game, really, shouldn't it? Barcelona are the best team in Spain, apparently. Man United absolutely batter them. Liverpool go and get battered by Real Madrid in the Champions League. And then at the weekend, you get Liverpool absolutely battering Man United. This is football. This is the beauty of football.
It's all about who turns up, isn't it?
Exactly.
We've got 4 games where they're all looking to turn up because it gets them a spot in the quarter-finals. Before we get straight into the 4 games, Mark, you took a very difficult result yesterday. I'm going to let you set the like target to make yourself a bit happier.
We've got a good lineup here, so this is like an elite Barcelona front 3. So I'm going to go. What do you normally get?
Well, you set 15k on Prem predictions.
Did we get it?
20k. Let's go.
20k.
Yeah, I've just set it. Right, the first match is a cracker. I was at the leg at Dortmund. They went 1-0 up. They played really well. Chelsea looking to turn it round on Tuesday. Do you think they can do it?
I do. I do. I think they have to, and I think it's really big for Potter with the Chelsea fans who seems to be a lot of external support for Potter and a few Chelsea fans, but there's a few against him. And I think if they win this game, keep him in the Champions League until April, buys him a bit of time, which is what he needs. It's about whether they can put the ball in the back of the net, because I watched the game in Dortmund and they should have won. They had so many chances, and that's the thing that's behind the result sometimes, is maybe a Chelsea fan doesn't watch that game and goes Potter out, and actually you should have won. If they can put the ball in the back of the net, they'll win. But the problem Chelsea have got is, can they score the 2 goals? That's the problem.
The worry for me is I can see this being a draw. Honestly, I can see this being a 0-0 or a 1-1 draw, and that would be the most disappointing result as well. You'd rather get beaten 2-3-0 or 3-1 and give it a go. Do you know what I mean? But if it does finish 1-1 and Chelsea go and lose, having probably been the best team on both games, that's a really disappointing defeat and a real bad way to lose and get knocked out in the Champions League.
But let's not disrespect Dortmund. They've had perfect form.
Yeah.
Chelsea went winless before Leeds and only won that 1-0. They're going to come here and make it even more difficult. And like you said, they only need a draw. I think if we're actually talking about who deserves this Champions League spot more, who can go further, I think we're looking at Dortmund. They've got Jude Bellingham recently. Adeyemi scored that important goal. Haller's back in the team. Everyone looks pretty solid. Schlotterbeck right now is one of the best European centre-backs on the come-up. I think they'll just turn up. I said coming onto the show that I'd predict Chelsea a win, but I look at the teams and Dortmund are better.
Come on then, give me a prediction. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. And it's going to be such a disappointing way to exit as well.
I'm going 2-1 Chelsea. Extra time, all the way to penalties. There'll be no goals, and Chelsea win on pens in front of their home fans, limbs everywhere.
Pepper in goal, saving penalties as he normally does.
I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea, because I think Dortmund have to come and defend because they've got the lead, and I don't think they'll be as open until it's too late. So I think Chelsea will get it run.
Enzo Fernandez, I like the way that he's settled in already. He looks like he means business. He looks like he wants to do it properly, run around, work hard. If he's playing well and he's popping, he's marshalling, I think they'll be all right.
I think with Enzo, you see recently, he's won the World Cup. He's done well with Benfica in the Champions League. And the old rule would have made that he can't play for Chelsea, but he would have been written off, but he can. So they've got all their top players. At least we've got someone back in Dortmund, though, even though you're wearing a Chelsea shirt.
Yeah, they had a nice result at the weekend. It's nice to get behind people sometimes. When they're going for a bad time, all right, you just got to get behind them and back them a bit.
Next game, we're going over to Portugal. We just spoke about Enzo Fernandez. He's been sold from Benfica, but they're actually having one of the best runs. They topped their group, beating PSG with a better goal difference. And now they're 2-0 up against Club Brugge. Manager Scott Parker of Bruges. He looks like one game away from being sacked. Benfica, they're at home. They're 2-0 up already. Surely this is a clear Portuguese dominance win.
Can't pretend I know loads about this. But they have got a good striker called Ramos.
He's going to be at United.
I think he's really good. And I'm going to go with a Benfica 3-0 win.
How many Ramos goals?
2.
I'm the same as Mark. Like, you don't really know too much about these teams, do you?
Yeah, it's
like,
mad that this is a Champions League fixture.
I know, but it's one of those. There's two teams that, like you say, Portuguese football, you don't really ever swat up on it too much. Club Brugge, I know Scott Parker's there. He's having a bad time. They lost at the weekend, I think, to a relegation rival or relegation favourite or something. But playing against Benfica, who obviously are popping at this moment in time, absolutely battering the Portuguese league. I'm going to go for a comfy 1-0 Benfica win.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-0 Benfica. Scott Parker sacked in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
What time will he get his breakfast?
9:15.
Straight
Depends
in.
if he's an early morning lad.
Yeah.
Don't
turn your phone on.
He won't even be told. He'll just have a flight straight back to England. It's going to be a masterclass from João Mario. Remember the name. But I think we need to respect Benfica more here because they topped their Champions League group. So I know the comments are always...
The thing is, we'll know... This is how it works, isn't it? We'll know more about Benfica when they play someone decent in the quarterfinals. And that's when people... It happened with Ajax. You know,
exactly,
you build the momentum.
Gauge the level.
Yeah.
They could be the underdog. You won't need any history on this one. We're going to Munich for Bayern PSG. Now, in Paris, I was there. The first leg ended 1-0 Bayern away win. But there's no away goals. So PSG have Messi and Mbappe, and right now they're on the form of their life. They smashed Le Classique Marseille, got destroyed. I know you probably saw the goals. Messi and Mbappe, I think they linked up for 2 or 3 goals together. Are they going to do it? No.
Bayern Munich are my pick to win the Champions League, and I think they went to PSG and had more possession. They'll have more possession in Munich. I think PSG are capable of getting a result. I think they sort of need a result. It's not good enough to go out in the last 16. But I think Bayern Munich will have too much at home, and I'm going to go with a Bayern Munich 2-1 win.
Okay, so you're predicting Bayern Munich, a team starting Choupo-Moting as their striker, to win the Champions League.
Don't disrespect Choupo-Moting, all right? You look at some of the clubs that guy's paid for. Some of the big boys, Stoke City.
I want his agent. Look, a team is a team, isn't it? And I think that they could do with a proper, maybe a Harry Kane or something like that. But they've got a fantastic midfield, a fantastic wide players. I just think they're well coached. They're a well coached footballing side that know the system, and I think that's something PSG have never had. To go through, they expect Bayern 1.15.
Wow.
So you basically don't even get anything. You get 15p.
So they're odds on, by the way. Well, they're not odds on, but they're favourites.
And 6.0 for PSG to qualify.
To go through.
Well, there you go.
And that's with Messi and Mbappe. It's like... I don't know how they create these odds. How are they so convinced that the Germans are going to win it? I know Sadio Mane is making a return and he wasn't there for the first leg and they won that game. But do you see Paris having any chance here, Fozzie?
I do, actually. I really do. I understand what you're saying because Germans, historically, they know and they find a way to do it. That German efficiency, they do. They find a way to just get through things. This deserves to be like a semi-final or at least a quarter-final, doesn't it? You don't want to see one of these big boys going out at this stage.
But that's because PSG didn't top their group.
True that. It's the way that it goes. If you don't perform in your group, then you're going to get a tougher opponent, like in the next round, for example. These are the sort of games where so many weird and wonderful things seem to turn up. You remember into past years where it was PSG and Barcelona and you had the 6-0 and the 5-1 and all that kind of... Oh, wow. If something like that was to happen, that's the beauty of football at times. And I don't think you can ever rule it out, but I still would expect Bayern just to have a bit too much knowledge and quality.
So boring.
And I know, but efficiency.
You're just a PSG lover.
I know you are.
No, I'm a Messi lover, and I don't want to see Messi exit the Champions League.
Oh, well.
It's the one thing he hasn't won recently. I am going to cry. I'm going to have a completely biased prediction. I'm going to be like Gary Neville after the United game here. I'm not going to be fair. I'm not going to be fair. Bayern, I know you're the better team and you're the favourites and you're probably going to do it. Did you give your prediction?
No, not yet.
Go on.
I'm going to go for a bit of a bore 2-2 draw. PSG don't work with them front three. They don't.
Messi.
Bayern Munich.
With the big boys,
Bayern
it just
Munich's
don't work.
like a boxing fight, isn't it? They've just got to keep them
at
length.
Arms
keep them at length.
Keep them there.
So you're both predicting Messi and Mbappe to exit the Champions League?
Yeah, 2-2 draw I'm going for.
I'm just going to say Bayern 1, PSG 3. Messi with 2 assists. And Mbappe on the score sheet. When Mbappe's on form, nothing can stop him.
All right, I'll have Bayern Munich in the draw, and you can have PSG then, yeah?
Let's do it.
Tenner?
Bring it on. Tenner. Let's do it.
Cheers, mate.
You've judged this. You've seen this.
Do you want to bet that bet? You
it.
can have a bit of that bet if you
No,
want.
that's too many. That's too many. But you can clip this all you want. I have a feeling it's the Argentinians' day. They're going to set up. He's going to slip through the Mbappe. No one can stop him. De Ligt.
Yeah, I've got Bayern in the draw. You can have
Masri.
some of my bet if you want. I've got
Masri's
Bayern
gonna be
Munich
slipping.
to win and the draw.
He's looking like
He's only
Alessandro.
got PSG. PSG have to win, otherwise you don't see a tenner.
Have you got Messi duvet cover and curtains?
Yeah, wallpaper.
And on that note, we're moving on to the next game, which is the final one. Tottenham against AC Milan over in San Siro. Milan got a big 1-0 home win, and Antonio Conte wasn't there. It was his homecoming, but he obviously had the surgery, so couldn't make it. I don't know if he's going to be back for this game, but it's huge. Tottenham have had their minds on it. Their recent Premier League form has been a bit woeful, but before then they were all right. We spoke about that on the fill-in. Which way do you see this game going?
They need the Tottenham fans to get up for something, so I think Tottenham have to get off to a good start. The way it's happened in the San Siro, when you go away to somewhere like AC Milan, right, and you let a goal in after 6 minutes, oh my God, that is literally the worst thing you could do. Them places out there, they're like cauldrons, honestly. They are. If you get off to a bad start, then you've got your back up against the wall all the way through, and that's the way it played out, 1-0. It's so hard to go and get a foot in the game.
Did you ever travel to San Siro?
No, I didn't play. I was there, though, with United.
Tour,
yeah. Expensive it was as well.
Were you with United there? Yeah,
United, and it's such a tough place to go. Really, really hard place to go. So it was one of the worst starts you can get off to.
Was that against Milan or Inter?
I think it was AC. It was actually. Yeah.
Okay, that's relatable to this.
So,
what was it like? What did the players say in the dressing room after taking in the atmosphere?
This was one of the ones, I'm sure of it, where something kicked off in the game. Something went wrong in the game, and. The manager at the time made a bit of a bad decision or something, and this was the one where Rio Ferdinand kind of had to go back at him, and Alex Ferguson went back at him, and it was when Gary Neville had to basically like grab his arm and say, "Shut up, Rio, would you just shut up?" Yeah.
So yeah, quite a lot. That.
It is, but it's like that atmosphere at these places when they're rocking and when they're really up for it. In Champions League, they will be up for it. This is going to be a tough one to Tottenham. They need to get off to a good start. If they can get off to a good start, a foot in the game, find an early goal, then anything can happen in this one.
They've got it in their own hands. Their fans will be fired up. What do you think, Mark?
I'm confident Spurs will win it for one reason, really. I think Serie A is not that strong. The best team in Serie A is Napoli, and they are absolutely pounding it.
Yeah.
So
they're incredible.
They're a big gap. If Spurs are playing Napoli, I'm going Napoli, but I think there's a drop-off below Napoli. I think the Premier League is strong. Spurs, we've spoken about previously on the fill-in, that they've just got this way. I think the crowd will be up for it, and I don't think AC Milan will travel well. They didn't travel well against Chelsea, actually. Spurs get an early goal, and then the momentum's there. A bit like Chelsea against Dortmund. Yeah. So I'm going to go 2-0 Spurs.
Pioli's a good manager, but there's been links for him getting sacked this season. It's been a little bit of a woeful one. They've still got a great team. Theo Hernandez, Rafael Leao on the left flank. I think that's the best left side in Europe, to be honest. I'm going to say Tottenham get knocked out.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to go 2-1 in 90 minutes. And in extra time...
Whoa. I've just let settle... Theo Hernandez and Leao are the best left side in Europe.
Luke Shaw and Rashford.
What about what's his name? Mendes and Mbappe at PSG.
Nuno Mendes.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm just giving respect to Milan. 2-1 Tottenham. So it's 2-2 on aggregate. Rafael Leao is going to score the winner in extra time.
Oh, okay,
so 2-2 in extra time.
The recent form, it won't fall for them. I could be wrong.
I'm going to go 3-1 Spurs. Yeah, I think Kane and Son, that partnership's going to spark up tonight. They're going to be on fire. They're going to hit a few goals. 3-0 up, they're going to go. AC will hit back with one. It's going to be a nervy last few minutes, but they'll see it through.
One thing's for sure, I've loved that we've all gone different predictions on almost every game.
We've got a chance of somebody getting it right.
Someone's going to get something right. Like a broken clock. Lads, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on. Please go watch the fill-in as well. 5 o'clock this afternoon. Mark, I'm sure you're going to be doing some great live streams in midweek.
I think I probably will do Dortmund and Chelsea, actually,
yeah. And then you'll probably follow up with PSG Bayern, won't you?
I might do. I think it'd be an easy win for Bayern, though, so I might have a night off.
You'll owe me a tenner after this week, by the way.
No, I won't.
You will.
Smash the like button, hit Mark's like target, subscribe, and we'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.